All right. Hey everyone. Hello. So, I know I did a video and the video was like about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And I did the video and I put it public, then I put it private, public, private, public, private. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I don't like posting something unless I feel confident in what I'm saying. And I'm a very confident person, but when it comes to my personal life and certain things, it's like, I don't know if it's where I just don't want to believe it or I'm just not ready to acknowledge it, okay? So, this is what's going on. The Matrix. I talked about it a long time ago, but let's come back to it again. Alright, we are all living in one universe. Alright, it's multi-universes, but what has happened, everything has come together. And the reason why everything has finally come together is because once I awakened through my spiritual process, I was able to pull everything back. That's why I told you past couple videos, hey, everything from the beginning of time is like little things that has happened throughout history. It's all happening at the same time, just little by little here and there. And what's going on is, like I tell you before, whatever you're looking at, whatever you focus on, that's what you see. So if you focus on a lot of chaos, that's what you're looking at. And it's a lot going on right now in the world. But what it is everything is happening in different times. But to me, I can kind of see everything at one time. That's kind of what's going on. So I know I'm talking a little fast because I don't want to forget what I had came up with. Well, not came up with, what I acknowledged. So if y'all ever seen Spider-Man, the animation, I think it's multi-universe, when Spider-Man, the little boy, and all the huh?
Cross the universe.
What is it?
Cross the universe.
Cross the universe. Okay. Listen, correct me. So, and all the Spider-Mans came together. So that's kind of what's going on. So what's going on is I'm coming all the way back to myself. That's where my energy has been pulled throughout history, throughout time, throughout universes. In each universe, dimension, someone took ownership of my energy in each dimension. Okay? And what's going on is I'm pulling my energy back from each one. So in the video, I said, oh, Beyonce and Jay-Z was my parents or something. In a different universe, their spirits are attached to me because of who we are from the beginning of time. But the storyline changes, just like in the Spider-Man. If you notice, in one person died, another person died in another universe, and they all look different. And that's what has happened. So when you look at, say for example, like Whitney Houston and stuff like that, right? And I was going to do a video about her and Bobby Brown. And I kind of stopped because I'm like, man, I feel bad because that's a lot on a person to find out all this stuff that's going on. Like, I literally was with God the whole time. Yes, child, you was. But guess what? You was the God spirit as well. Yep. Yes. Bobby Brown, you was the God spirit as well. Yes. Y'all lived our lives. It's like certain people got to have opportunities to live the life that we supposed to have together. When I talk about me and Ye, the life we supposed to have. So you get to see what it would have been like if we was together. We've been trying to figure out this thing throughout history. Okay? So certain people got to be us in situations. Yes. Certain people got to live our lives because we've been trying to figure out how to be able to finally get together and make this situation work because of our personalities and different things. So that's what's going on, okay? So, yes. And even so, this is the thing, Bobby Brown. So, you have a soul tie, okay? A soul tie. And, how can I say it? When you was with Whitney, you wasn't just Bobby. Just let you know. Yeah. You wasn't just Bobby. You was like Bobby God. It's like, that's really what was going on. So the stuff you went through in your life is because our energies, our spirits were channeling through your lives. And that's what happened. So you was on a mission and you didn't know it. So let's go back to Malcolm Jamal Warner when I talked about him when he passed away. If y'all go in the description, I say knowingly and unknowingly. So the thing about it is, a lot of people, if they're not fully connected to your spirit, you don't know. I told you we live different lives. All right. And so when you are, it's like you can be a believer, but even if you're not a full believer, if our energies if there's something attached, we can be attached to y'all. Does that mean that we causing hate on y'all or nothing? We all have a purpose on this earth, and you and her, minus the drug part, okay, but the relationship, how y'all was like that, that's technically how me and him is, okay? But you got caught up because of these people like Beyonce, all of them, their spirits found out where we was at. I told you, I didn't never want to be in the spotlight, but I was in the spotlight, okay? That's the thing, y'all. I never wanted to be in the spotlight, but I've been in the spotlight. My spirit has been in the spotlight. So when they wasn't looking, I was still living those lives through other people. And that's why y'all became famous. That's why y'all had the stuff. Now, when it comes to personal stuff, if you listen to us, then you was able to overcome those situations. If you still got to live your lives, okay? So when it comes to Bobby Brown, you still got to live your life. But there was a lot of times your butt should have been gone. And that's where we saved you at. No different than with Whitney. That was part of her destiny. She already knew. No different than the other people that I told y'all about that my spirit was connected to. They all had a divine destiny. You understand? So knowingly or unknowingly, yeah, you had special abilities. You didn't get it. You might tapped in, but I don't think you really got an opportunity to see. Yeah, we work in mysterious ways. You understand? So I don't know how I got onto y'all, but it is what it is. So different dimensions. So if y'all notice that some of these celebrities I told you about that had passed away, they all was in the same dimension because we all had to come together. Okay? Their spirits knew what was going on. Their spirits knew what was going on, but the reality may not fully known. Okay? It's like that. We all talk in different ways. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Like I said, I live multiple lives. Alright? And me coming into my awakening, I'm into my purpose and everything, I'm starting to see more and more. Like, matter of fact, when I was in the mental place, I was in Japan. I literally was in Japan. I was eating. I could taste the food and stuff. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Y'all know how like the Oculus thing? So this is how the Matrix is. The people that know that y'all can travel. A lot of y'all live in multiple lives and don't know it. Now don't sit back and be thinking, oh my God, this person cheating even more and this and that. Get yourself out of your head. Our spirits are multiples out here, okay? Multiples. And the thing about it is, a lot of times when you go to sleep, you in metaverse, okay? The same like metaverse, like the Facebook dude try to do. You already do that on your own. You are wherever you want to be, wherever you want to go. Now, this is the thing. You can visualize yourself with a person, okay? Sometimes you can be with that person, and sometimes you can just be with a spirit of that person and someone else. And you could be thinking you with them, but it could be somebody else. But the thing about it is you're in a whole nother country, all right? So let me explain it like this. Like day and night. If you notice, like right now, the sun is out, right? But in another country, it's nighttime. See, when they're asleep, their spirits is with you. And when you're asleep, your spirits is with them. We travel. We travel more than you know. That's why I said get to know yourself, because you never know who is in your body, who's in your energy. We travel. We become whoever we want to become. We do whatever we want to do. We always been doing that our entire existence on this earth. As I said, we are in different dimensions and different universes at the same time. So maybe you might want that family life, right? When you go to sleep, your spirit could be having that family life. But the thing about it is, it happens in the spirit first, and then over time, it can manifest into your reality in your current state. In your current state. So technically, we are all playing a video game, and we don't realize it. But it's not a video game. We're living multiple lives. Okay? Everyone in the world is living multiple lives. It's no different than I told you. There's someone in the world that looks just like you in another race. Okay? Act just like you in another race. We're out here. Our spirits keep coming back and coming back. And each time our spirit comes back, a part of it breaks off into another form each time. Okay, that's why I said ain't no need for you to be racist. It ain't no need for you to be mad at different genders. It ain't no need to be mad at different politics, religion. Because when you're being mad at one, it's like Democrats and Republicans. When you're mad at the Democrats, you pissed off at your other part of your system. When you're mad at the Republicans, you piss off at the other part of your system. That's literally what goes on. Because there's a part of you that's a go-getter, and there's a part of you that's lazy as a mother sucker. It is. It is. We are living multiple lives. That's why I said when a person passed away, 9 times 10, they ain't passed away. Because their body connected to the strongest form of themselves in another form. That's why I say, a person can pass away and they can come in another child. They can come into somebody else in another country, another place, another form. I know, it's a lot, but we need to get to this point where we accept it because it is what it is. But what has happened is these elites and different ones that know about this, that went through a awakening or somewhat of acknowledgement, they took that energy and then put it in a video game. So you don't even realize that you already doing it. It's a way to confuse you even more. That's why they want the Oculus and all of that, because they want you to have a dream state in reality in real time when you already doing it when you sleep. How many of y'all, just think about it, how many of y'all throughout the day, you could be sitting still out of nowhere, you get a random smell food, and you ain't nowhere around food, and you get a random smell of food or random taste in your mouth, you're like, Dad, I got a taste for something. It's because your spirit is somewhere else actually eating it, and you can feel the essence from it. It's like, have you ever, a person passes away, but you can hear their voice because they're talking in another form, and your spirit is channeling in where you can hear it. That's it. When you walk by somebody, you be like, Dad, what? I feel like I know you. Because 9 times out of 10, it could be that family member, or it could be your other part of your spirit. Spirit connections, that's why. So, we live multiple lives. So, in the form somewhere, when it came to them, I was attached to them that way. As in the last video, I don't feel like getting deep into it. We are living multiple lives at one time. And reason why a lot of y'all are stressed out and stuff is because you can feel that there's something going on. And you feel like you connected to something. You're like, what in the heck I'm connected to? No different than they are connected to somebody else too. I mean, that your spirit is connected to somebody else too. That's why a lot of people keep jumping from relationship to relationship because you're trying to find your other self. But in your head, you're thinking, I'm just bored. Nah, you're jumping because you're trying to find your match. You. That's it. Your spirit is out there doing the same thing somewhere else. That's it. And the only reason why you can't fully connect is because you're trying to find yourself through someone else. So when it comes to me, reason why I'm having all these random messages and sometimes it's like in and out, is because I have finally caught up to all the spirits of myself throughout the dimensions. Now we are in alignment. And that's why I'm able to pull as much control and stuff back. That's why. It's because I found myself in each dimension because I went in to learn me. And I found myself. So that's why when I tell y'all about different things, in one sense you probably like, what the heck is she talking about? It's because I'm in another life right now. I'm in another form and I'm seeing what's going on there. So I'm cleaning up shop throughout the realities for myself. That's how I bring my energy back. That's how you bring your energy back. You have soul ties to a lot of people in different dimensions and different situations. You're connected to people. Okay? So you have to pull your energy back and figure out who you are. Then you will understand why you think the way you do. Then you will know, like, Dad, when I was talking to my cousin, I feel like my cousin was lying to me. 9 times 10, it could be a thing your cousin not even lying to you. You can feel something from a different dimension. That's it. They lying to you in a different dimension and you're getting your wires crossed. You're getting your universes crossed up. That's why sometimes when you're around certain people, you're like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about that one. You don't know how to read them because they're showing too many faces. It's like the food chain. Excuse me. I bit the inside of my mouth a little bit. It's like the food chain. So, you know how like it's a pyramid. You got to go through each level to find yourself through each level. So when you look at a pyramid, it's like that, right? But technically, it's the opposite. You in a broader area. So we're going to flip the pyramid upside down. You're in a broad area because you know what this universe is. You know what it is where you're at. You know the people and everything. Now, the deeper you go, the smaller the tip you hit. You finally get to the core. And when you get to the core, now, when you look up, you can see everything. So think about it like at nighttime with the lights, right? When you put your bright lights on, it only shows so far, right? It broadens out. Now you can see everything at a scope. Now you know where you at, when you be at, and what's going on. So let's say it like this. When it comes to all these people, and I tell you that they got to see in my life, right? It's because they got to go at certain points and see what I was up to. And then that's how they figure out how to overcome whatever I was doing. So it's like if I do a video about somebody, right? What they'll do is they'll go into another dimension, right? Because they can travel. They'll go into another dimension and do exactly what I did in this dimension in another dimension. That's how they was doing it. That's how they was mimicking me. So when they do that, the energy can still shift through. So once they do it one time, it shifts through all the universes. Now they cloak themselves. Now the other energies cloak themselves, and that's how they was doing it. And that's how when it comes to a lot of people, you're like, well, I can never figure them out. It's like I feel like I know them, but I don't. It's because they can channel their energy throughout time. I know it sounds a little weird, and it sounds very complicated in a way. I'm going to call it out. But once you get to a point, the more you learn yourself and understand yourself, you'll be able to come back to this video, and you will be able to understand what I'm saying. So it's just like, for example, when y'all go look at my videos, right? I bet you if you click on a random video, it's going to tie to something that's going on in your life. That's how it goes. It's going to tie to something that's going on in your life. You can click on something random, and I'm going to say something that's going to tie to something in your life because I'm in alignment with everything now. Because I'm in alignment with everything now, no matter what I talk about, it's going to hit somewhere. Because that's how my energy operates. It's going to hit something in your life. It may not be this one. It could be another dimension. But you're going to feel something and be like, what is that? Now you're going to start guessing and you're going to start wondering, like, what is this? Now you're going to start navigating. And what's going to happen is when you go to sleep at night, that's when your spirit can be like, hey, she was talking about me over here. See, we in this universe over here. And you remember that guy you was talking to? Yeah, you don't supposed to be talking to him. So he's going to come to you in your universe, but he ain't going to look the same. He going to look like that friend of yours that you was hanging out with. It's the same person. It's the same person, but he's not a guy this time. He's a female. So she's going to come up and hang around you. And you're going to sit back and be like, dang, she reminds me of this person over here. Because that's who it is. So let's go back to, I don't know why it's popping in my head, Orlando Brown. Remember how many times when he be like, oh, that's Whitney, that's Ray J, that's this one, that's that one. Because he can tap into different universes and he see where the spirits transfer from person to person at different times. Because people that are tapped in, they can see spirits transfer. We live multiple lives. But if you don't control it, someone else can control you. So when it comes to this metaverse, that's why I said, get to learn yourself. You a book. Learn all of you. All of you. That's why we got so many personalities, because you've been through so many different things. And so when you start learning yourself, the more you can build. Now you can strengthen the weaker side of you. So when I said there's a strong you and a weak you, that means you have a south node you and a north node you. Okay? South and north. All right? So if you feel like your energy is low, there's a version of you that's high. You got to meet that version of you. That's why I said anything you want to do and to be successful in life is done already. You got to find you. And no different than, even if a person, and I'm going to say this, don't get it twisted with finances. Okay? So I know when I say that, you probably thinking, oh, I'm in poverty because I need money, so I need to be at the top. No, because there's a lot of people with money that's in a poverty mindset where their spirit is not in alignment. All right? So the higher your frequency, the more universes you can get to. Then that's when you can be able, when you walking around, you see something and somebody walking up to you, can be like, it's no more of judging the book by the cover. Now you see inside the book. You see inside the book because you met all these people before. They just switched bodies, okay, in different universes. So now when you're walking through life, you can be like, that's what's the name over there. All right, I know who that is. That's my cousin, but that's they in my coworker body this time. That's this one, because you deal with the same people in every universe. The same people, the same people. They just in different forms. That's why I like names. I know I'm jumping around, but I'm trying to get as many examples as possible. Have y'all noticed, like with names, if you give a person a certain name, that 9 times out of 10, the person with that name kind of similar acts alike for some odd reason. They got similarities, not quite fully. It's the same like zodiac signs. Like, I'm a Virgo. You understand? Every zodiac sign, if you know, they got certain traits, right? That's how it operates. So in each universe, you will be able to remember the traits of the company you keep. And when you elevate your energy, now you can see them through the different people. This is how you can tell when to bob and weave. Okay? This is how you can tell when to bob and weave. When they'll be like, all right, I need to move away from this person, move away from that person. Oh, I could talk to this one, I could talk to that one. Your energy will show you the way. So again, whenever I provide certain information, it's all facts, because I'm going through the different universes at the same time. So I don't want to feel like I got to take something out, because it might be confusing to you, but it's going to make sense to somebody else. So again, when I did a video, I stated that, what was it? Bonnie and Clyde was 3 years. It showed that it was 3 years ago, but it's actually 23 years old. It's because that's how I operate. So another way to let you know how it is like this. The more higher your frequency is, you control your surrounding. You control your environment. You control the energy around you. So that's how you protect yourself. So sometimes you might get clues through videos and movies and TV shows. When you see certain things pop up, it's like, pay attention to the stuff you're watching. Because a lot of times it kind of give you an idea what time frame and time zones you in and how you see things. I'm going to say it like this. It's basically like you getting to know what the day is the day before. You kind of getting an idea what's going on. You don't have to walk in uncertainties anymore. You kind of get the knowledge of what's about to happen, what's to come, and how to avoid it. You're just building up your spiritual guide. You're building up your energy. We're frequencies. So we all have our own DNA, our own frequency, our own code. So like the Matrix. The Matrix is a computer system. We are a computer system. Every single one in the world. We are a system. And you have your own DNA code. You have to figure out how to get out of your own matrix. If you do not get out of your own matrix, then you're stuck in the man-made matrix. And you don't want to do that. That's why people have been able to convince you to buy certain products, convince you to get your body changed, convince you to, stop eating certain things, convince you to eat specific things, convince you to break out of relationships, convince you to give up easily, convince you to buy, do different things. You understand me? It's because if you cannot control your own system and learn how to navigate your own system, then there's a system out here that can help direct you on what to do for yourself. So it's one of those things of codependency. If you can't depend on yourself to figure it out, then you have a source out here. But it's up to you to at least dig a little deep so you know what to look for and what not to look for. What to dabble in, what not to dabble in. So I don't know why politics is popping up. So when it comes to politics, reason why it's so hard for any president in the world to be 100% right is because we're in multi-dimensions. Okay? And because y'all took God out of the situation, that's why it's chaos. Once y'all took God out of the situation, the frequency changed. It changed drastically. So right now, if it depending what frequency you're in, right now you might be noticing that a lot of, we're back at the 2000s now. We're back at year 2000, where everybody was more in tune with their emotions and their feelings and stuff like that. And it's like we're rewriting the 2000s all over again. It happened. It is what it is. But now we're kind of in reverse and rewriting it all over again and doing it right way. So for 25 years, wow, 25. And if y'all notice, the people that I told y'all that I'm connected to, they died on the 25th. Majority of them died on the 25th. But, it is what it is. 25 years. All right? We lost 25 years due to people stop believing in God. 25 years. Because in the year 2000, that's when everything supposed to be, technology supposed to have been the biggest thing in the world. Right? Kids stopped going outside. People stopped being as families. Everything just shifted. It's like the old school TV shows of families became oblivion. It's like non-existent. All right. And then TV shows just became fake humor, which it went from real laughter in the audience to the fake clapping and stuff. All right. So basically right now, we're not going to go all the way back in time, but we're starting this process over again. Now, you know what 25 years look like with chaos. 25 years of chaos. You know what it looked like. You know what fake looked like. Now, all you got to do is do the work and start loving yourself and treating people right. And now you know how to maneuver around these things. So, our main focus is making sure that we don't produce or reproduce kids that feel like the electronic system and the computer system is the full way to go. We need to utilize both. So for people that may need extra help, we have technology. You understand? But now we need to realize that we need the code. So when we watching the technology, you don't get stuck. Okay, so that's that's the thing. We got to make sure we don't get stuck in a system because we gave our code away to someone else. All right, so I'm gonna attach this movie on One Player. One Player. So I talked about this movie long time ago, but One Player is basically where this guy or this boy is living in a dimension where everybody use the Oculus, and that's what all they do. They go into a multiverse, and civilization ain't the same anymore. But he found a way how to overcome the situation, and basically that's what I done. I had to go in reverse. I had to look at life differently. I had to figure out where was the last place I stopped at. That's all it is. So what it is in life is a lot of y'all are on repeat because you're stopped where you lost your soul. That's it. That's all. That's as far as you can get. Wherever you lost your soul at, that's where you end at. That's where your cap is at. You understand? Your cap. So you have to figure out where you lost your soul at. And when you find your soul in that dimension, then you can be able to walk the world you need the way you need to. So again, when you're going to sleep, utilize that opportunity to get to understand your spirit. So when you having dreams and stuff, if you're having like a lot of bad dreams, then that means you're in a chaotic situation. Now karma is karma. So if you know you did a lot of bad stuff, it's time to do a lot of community service and stuff like that. So let me get to that, and I'm about to get off of this. If you did a lot of bad karma in your life, right? And you're trying to figure out how can I speed up my process. You got to do it from the heart, though. You got to do a lot of community service. That means open the doors. You know, if somebody needs some type of assistance, you know, providing free services. You got to want to do something for free. Okay, that's how you do it. So if you did a lot of bad stuff, you're going to have to do a lot of free stuff. Okay, you're going to have to donate your time back to society to help clear up whatever crap you done. That's how you can be able to balance out the karma. Now, with that being said, that will at least help you to be in a better spirit, to understand why you was mean in the first place. So while you're going through the process of trying to forgive yourself and forgive others for what they done, that's the way you got to pay it forward. Okay? Pay it forward. That means doing a service. Don't do it and then, hey y'all, I'm passing some food out to everybody. No. You got to do it in a way when people don't even know that you're doing it. And what I mean by that is, if you want to help people on the street, do it without the technology. Because you need the code. Okay? You need a code. And I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes the people that's on the street could be part of your spirit. Just to let you know. So, this is another part. More energy coming through and tell me. So, sometimes when people pass away, right? Sometimes when people pass away, it's because you calling back your spirit. Whoever has the strongest point. So, we in multi-dimensions, all right? And we all have timers. We all have timers for different things. And what's going on is where when you're that person complete that mission for you in that dimension, then you end up calling your spirit back, and that's when they pass on, but they're still with you. So for example, for the people that has passed on, they all fulfilled their mission for what they needed it for, and then they passed it back on. They passed it back. So all of those people are still attached to me. So once I come more fuller into this process, I will be able to actually tell y'all conversations that we had. Yeah, I'll be able to tell y'all conversations we had and stuff like that. And I know with what I just said with the first one, I know it's going to feel weird with these different things, but it is what it is. Vice versa. It is what it is. You're going to get understanding about a lot of stuff. But just remember, all of these people are vessels. I'm talking about spirits. So all of these people vessels, they live their own lives, but they add a little extra sauce in their systems. That's why they was able to demand the energy that they demanded. So when I talk about like Whitney, and I talk about Leah, or I talk about Tupac and stuff like that, or DMX or something like that, just a few. If y'all notice, they demanded their energy. Okay, they demand. It's like they did it without being hateful, but you could tell something was with them. Either y'all could feel fear. A lot of times you might feel fear, or you could feel peace. It depends on what energy level. Yes, my spirit doesn't have a gender to it, no different than y'all. Okay, I could tap in, and like I told you, majority of the time my spirit tapped into the masculine side more than the feminine side to stay hidden. But yes, my spirit has tapped into the female side a couple times, and that's why I told y'all when it comes to gender, like the LGBTQ community. That's why I told you I understand y'all way more than you think, because of the fact that my spirit was out here playing both roles. I learned a lot. Okay, it is what it is, and I'm learning a lot now. Again, they did have their regular lives. They did their thing, but for the ones that was around that felt that there was something extra special about them, that's why, because they gave into the knowledge, they gave into who they was. I'm gonna tell you one person right now, directly, that be feeling me more than ever. Lauryn Hill, and she's still alive. Does that mean I'm gonna take her out? No. She was one of those messengers. She's a messenger. That's a difference. So the other ones, I was trying to live out my life where I can just get the message across to people. But for her, she was the messenger. She's the person that, the middleman, the middle woman, the person in the middle that took on my energy and didn't take ownership. She just acknowledged it. She knew she had something special with her. She's a channeler, and she channeled my energy. But this is the thing about her. She requested it. That's the difference. She requested. So yes, Lauryn Hill requested my energy. She needed that peace. She needed something strong enough to let her know that her life meant something. And she was in a position where she just wanted to be heard. And so I was like, I got you. That's why she's amazing the way she is. Like, she's, yeah, amazing. Okay. And it's a lot more y'all out here. But, yeah. She literally spoke her life, but she also spoke my life as well. And there's times she tried to explain it to people, and I don't know if people caught on to it, but she tried to explain it in different ways and stuff. So yeah. But anyway, y'all, I hope I ain't confusing anyone. I don't like using words like that because, you know, when you say things, people hold on to it. But I'm gonna try to break things down a little bit more, and I just want y'all to just get revved up and get hyped up. Again, when it comes to y'all having these dreams, now don't be sitting there and trying to siphon my energy and be like, hey, now, no, I'm gonna reject. Yes, I can reject, and I've had people to come into my energy. I've had people try to come into my energy before and try to get a sneak peek. Like, and I think I talked about it once, so I will reject you, and don't try so hard, okay? Our energy is within everyone, and you just focus on yourselves. But if you're going to allow yourself to go through this universe and get to understand all of them, do it for yourself. Understand yourself. Build yourself up. It's no more sitting back with your hand out waiting for somebody to do something for you. You got to do the work. Put the weight on yourself so you can be able to carry the universe that you want to hold. We are all out here trying to understand life, and even for myself, I ain't no different than y'all. I'm a vessel with just a little extra sauce as well. And sometimes a little too much, but I know how to tolerate it now. And when it comes out here to things, y'all, just keep putting your best foot forward. If you know you done wrong, go in and figure you out, because y'all are stuck somewhere. And you cannot get unstuck until you find yourself. So you need to find out where you last left yourself, either as a child, teenager, or adult. Find your spirit. And so you can attract all the others together. And maybe once all of that happens, everybody in the world can actually operate the way we need to. But all I say is be the world that you want to see. You want peace, show peace. And just love yourself. If you don't feel like you getting love, just hug yourself. My spirit there. Yes, I'm about to get off of here. Well, then why are you gonna ask and then say no? Well, let me know when you're hungry and then I'll cook you something. Cause ain't no need me fix something early. So let me know when you want me to cook dinner, I'll do it. But anyway, yeah, so what I was saying. Yeah, just find yourself. You made your mistakes. You lost yourself. Now enjoy the treasure and find it. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.